All right, hey guys, today is July 7th of 2026, and we are doing a documentation on the events that happened last night, which is July 6th, 2026. I'm going to back up and talk about where we are. We're at a place that I have named the Knoll. We are on top of the Mogollon Rim in central Arizona. We're out here doing forced people, not even research, just experiencing. And it's just kind of what we do out here, and we have a lot of experiences. So Rob got out here about 5 days ago. He's out here with his wife and friends. They're camped at another location a few hundred yards from where we are. When I got in here Sunday evening, which was July 5th, was talking with Rob, and Rob had told me that, he might have had a communication from the forest people that they wanted him to sit out with me. So we'll just let that simmer for a minute. Got my camp set up. I sat out for the first night. Had a little bit of activity, but not real high level stuff. And, was kind of happy because this is the first time I've camped in this exact particular spot. And so the following day was Monday the 6th. And Wayne came up. Do I got my days right?
Late morning yesterday.
Yeah, late morning yesterday. Today's the 7th, so yesterday was the 6th. So Wayne got up here late yesterday morning and hung out with us, and we kind of got things arranged that we're going to sit out over here, and Rob was going to come join us. And so that's what we did. And we were having very, very high activity with the forest people, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call them. We call them forest people out of respect. Had a couple before Rob even got over here, I had a sighting kind of in the direction the camera's facing right now, about 60 yards back. So that's kind of how the night started. Activity kept increasing. Rob got here. We're trying to figure out where we want to sit. And then all the activity started, and we were having... we could see figures moving around all around us, and there were a lot of them. At one point in time, I'm getting lost. At one point in time, we had asked how many were here and didn't get anything. A little bit later, I asked who was here, and I got Rickety Rick. And as crazy as this sounds, that's a younger individual that we're familiar with out here. Anyway, as the night progressed, Rob and I were having a conversation about past experiences at a different location with some unusual things going on up in the sky that we just didn't have answers to, and really difficult to explain. And so it's just kind of a topic of conversation between us. And shortly after that, something had caught my attention, and I looked up, and whatever Wayne and I both kind of think it was a shooting star that we both saw, but I looked up, and the very first thing that my mind processed was comet, because that split second, what it looked like was kind of like what Hale-Bopp comet looked like, but completely different. And I was like, that's not a comet. I said, are you guys seeing this? And Wayne's like, absolutely. And Rob's like, what the hell is this? And so I'm going to let Wayne go first of what he saw and what he experienced.
Well, we had been having some experiences facing the other way, facing kind of north, and Rob and Kevin had backed on, and they were kind of coming down the 2-track towards where his camp and stuff was set up, and I was coming up behind him just a few steps, and that shooting star, that meteorite or whatever they call them, caught my eye, and about the time I was going to ask them if they had just saw that. Kevin said, "Do you see that?" And I'm looking at it at the same time. I'm at a loss for words of what was going through my mind, how I felt. Uh, but I acknowledged it. I took in the whole visual. I assessed what I was seeing, and that it was moving. And then I decided, how far is this thing away? By what I'm seeing, and my mind's just going all over the place. But I've never seen anything like that. I mean, that probably goes without saying. I've never even seen anybody post something like this. I don't know if there's. It would be like something you saw in a sci-fi movie, but we're not on a set. It would be like something that I saw if I was thumbing through the information on, sightings and stuff that would have been AI generated probably. But we don't have any of that equipment. I don't think any of us know how to do that stuff. I can barely do Facebook.
I could barely spell AI.
What do you think?
Rob?
Beats the fungawi out of me what it was. We walked around the 2-track a little bit from the camp. I was there. I kept getting activity. Kevin came in, confirmed. We were looking at, it was like wavy sheets, Kevin called it. But we were there for a while. Wayne came in. And I have a habit of when we're looking in one direction and everyone's focusing there, I usually turn around and look the other direction because I always think somebody's coming up on us, whatever. And it's a couple times it's happened. But so we were on the way back. I actually walked back. They were back a little bit around those little curves, slight, and there was a chair in the road. And I just kind of had my hand on the chair, and I'm just looking through, looking for twinkle lights. And so they were coming up on me, and I just got my eyes fixed this year, and this is the first time that I've actually saw twinkle lights, and it was like, okay, cool. But as they were coming up on me, I heard a couple of Army or sailor terms, and about what was that, and I heard a comment or something like that. So that's when I looked up, and I saw this thing, and it was not directly above me when I saw it, but it was just off a little bit, But at first I thought it was a comet tail, but it wasn't moving like a fast comet tail, but it was moving, and I just stared at it as it went off the horizon, and I don't have any answers of what it was. I'm positive it was over the atmosphere, between the moon and the atmosphere, and that's all I can say. And I'm just dumbfounded. I watched it till it went out of sight, and it stayed. I don't know how long we watched it. It was well over a minute. I think we were watching it for over a minute. But it was just seeing that just was dumbfounded. How do you explain that? And this is the second time that I've had a sighting when it was associated with them. Crazy Town was another one, but that's a whole nother story, and that was wild. But I can't explain what this is. All I know is it's what I saw. Kevin snapped a picture of it. Oh, before I came over, the day before, I was told, at least I thought I got in my head, you should sit with Kevin. Okay, and as I was coming over, something told me grab my camera. I grabbed my camera. But out of respect for them, I didn't want to turn my camera on or have it, because I think, they don't like cameras, they don't like guns, there's things they don't like. So I left it in my quad. So I wasn't able to get a picture of it, but I can't explain what the hell this was. All I know is we saw it, and we saw it go out till it was no more.
Wayne?
So one of the things that I was observing and was going through my mind is how far is that away? And it didn't appear to be emitting light. It appeared to be reflecting.
Yeah.
And so, because one side of it was brighter than the other, and if the sun went down, it has to be how high to still be within a reflective opportunity of the sun's rays. So that's where I kind of thought that it was above our satellites by at least a bit. So that's the only thing that I came up with last night that I forgot to say on the first round.
Yeah, and so on the Facebook channel, AZ4, on this channel, the Arizona 4 Sasquatch Experiencers, on the YouTube channel under posts, I posted pictures of it. I think that's about the only way I can get the pictures onto the YouTube. So what I did is, when we're looking at this, I went, I got to get a picture of this, and I know I will not take my camera out at night, take pictures, because promises that I've made to the forest people. Well, this is something spectacular, and well, I'm going to document it. And so I actually got a good night shot of it. And so dead center of the picture is just this little strip of light. And I also took a screenshot of all the information, timestamp, date, camera type, phone type, shutter speed, so it showed all that. So I've got that picture on there also. And then I zoomed in, and then I zoomed in on the zoom in. And that's when everything changed for me with what I was looking at. I mean, I knew what we were looking at was a long way away, and I know it was massive, but looking at it zoomed in, and you can see structure, 3D structure on this craft, whatever you want. It's craft. There's 3D structure. There's 90-degree angles. There's bright spots. You can see shadows because of how. Just go look at it. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Nothing I've ever seen before. And we are passing this up the chain of command to higher authorities than ourselves. So we'll see what comes about with it. You had something else?
No, that was it. That was it.
No, it's been an interesting evening. I just hope they don't turn my DC off again, my solar generator.
Yeah. Oh, the brakes on my vehicle work great.
Yeah.
I am not suicidal.
Exactly. I'm not suicidal, and my brakes work fine.
And I don't know anybody that drives a black vehicle and wears a suit.
Yep.
So.
And my pacemaker battery is good for 75 until I'm 75 years old. So, just saying. But yeah, so back to the Bigfoot activity last night. It was absolutely intense. One of the individuals that was here is one of the matriarchs, and her name is Yadengen. And I was very, very, very happy. Her presence is commanding, and when she's in the area and she hits me with a zap, it's got its own signature to it. So I was very happy about that. Like Rob was talking about, one of the things that we saw last night related to the forest people that I've never seen before, it was like wisps of black doing this. They weren't very thick. They weren't very wide. Couple of them had some height to them. If I had to guess, there had to have been at least 20 individuals here. At least would be my guess.
I was thinking more.
Well,
I couldn't. Yeah.
When you first asked, I thought I got 7. You were saying you 7. We weren't talking, but I said I thought there was more, and I kept saying in my head 7. That's, and then in my head it was a frustrated. It was many. That's the only thing I got many.
Well, at the very beginning, when I got the 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, I was thinking there was 7 here. There was a lot more than that, because everywhere I turned, I was seeing movement. Just about everywhere I looked in the tree line, I was seeing movement. Um, 20 might be an over exaggeration.
Well,
Could have been 10, could have been 15, there could have been 50. I don't know.
I
There
think
was a lot of them here.
I think they were here to witness that same as us.
Yep.
I doubt it. It just
Well,
it's a
well, and that was one of the things that I got was you were meant to see this, and that
I don't know why, but
when right after we saw that craft, I got you were meant to see this. There it is. So
Earlier in the evening, I'm thinking, I'm not seeing a lot, not a lot happening, and the only thing I get is be patient. I did get that, and I didn't even tell you guys that last night. And I'm like, that's not something I would tell myself to do.
right.
That's-
Because I don't have any patience. Well, I do. I mean, I can spell it. That's as far as it goes.
Well, it's better to have patience than to be a patient.
So it made sense after that, but I remember that specifically.
Right.
Be patient or have patience, one of the two.
Yeah. So what I can tell you guys is when this information goes up the chain of command, if this does what what all three of us believe it's going to do,
Yeah.
it's going to set a lot of things on its head.
Or
It,
they're
it
totally-
might set me on my head. I
or
don't
they're
know.
totally going to ignore it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't
But,
see how they could ignore this.
Well, they're not going to
There's
make it
bigger
public.
things in history lately
Yeah.
that have been ignored.
Name one.
The Texas windmill.
That's just a windmill.
Something hit it, and whatever hit it died, and they buried it
Yeah.
in Texas. And yeah,
But it's just a windmill.
there was a lot of people.
It's just a windmill.
Anyway, look
Yeah.
at the picture. Decide for yourself. It's from a phone, but
Yeah, it's from a phone.
it's
Yeah.
like, holy crap, what is that? And we were watching it move, and it was big. Whatever it was big, and it was it was lit up by the sun. But
And before anybody asks why I didn't shoot video of it to see it moving, when I took the picture, it was a nighttime picture, so my phone automatically went to a night exposure. So it was the exposure was drawn out a little bit, extended to get the capture. Had I done a video, I don't think I would have captured it.
No,
it would've been gone.
I don't think I would have. I don't think it would have showed up.
no.
And so that's why there's no video, but there is a picture.
So washed and grainy and shaky, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to sign out with this. Thank each and every one, or we thank each and every one of you for coming in and listening. We love each and every one of you. Be good to yourselves. Be good to those around you. Please, please, please pay close attention to your surroundings and be safe. Peace out.